Yeah, so we invite you, if you own a private jet or a plane or know somebody who does, put them on to Cino. We're located in Teterboro Airport. You could contact Ryan Cino. If you need maintenance, anything done with your plane, you could pay with Cino at a 10% discount. That's the kicker.
Yeah.
And if you want to invest, this is a long-term project. Check us out. We're on Phantom. We are working to get on Coinbase. It's only a matter of time.
Right, absolutely.
We're trading at, what are we trading at now?
I think 4 cents right now.
4 cents?
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
pretty
a steady-
stable at
yeah.
4 cents, which I think is great. After 6 months, we've been around 6 months and trading at 4 cents. I think it's wonderful.
And the comparisons from, you look at things like Bitcoin and Ethereum and, even Dogecoin. The first 6 months,
Right.
I'm going to put a compared chart now
Please
on the
do
screen.
that. Yeah, let's do that. Put a comparison chart to 6 months of some of the major coins and some of the not so major coins.
Yeah.
Right. Just put them up there and see how we're performing compared to
The market cap's
others.
at what, like about 50 mil? Around there?
I
50
think a
mil?
little less than that.
A little less?
40
45?
mil or something like that.
Okay,
45.
all right. That's pretty good.
No, listen. I expected to be at 1 penny in 12 months.
Yeah, it
We're at
started
we're
0.0000.
lots of zeros. Lots of
exactly.
zeros.
But we have a good team behind this. Check out the website. The website is fire.
I think it is.
And we're transparent. This is a non-rug pull. And we see comments like this all the time. Rug pull.
Scam this.
Listen, 99% of meme coins, I will agree, are rug pulls. You're most likely to get scammed. But we're very transparent. The team is here. You look at the website. We have white pages. And
our tokens, a lot of the development team tokens are locked with
they're all
StreamFlow
locked,
Finance,
too.
so it's impossible for us to do that.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely we definitely did all the right things to protect this token and help grow it as a business.
And establish trust with the
Absolutely,
community.
that's the main thing. Right? I told you, my reputation and integrity is worth way more than a few bucks. So this is not about making bucks. This is about changing people's lives, integrity, trust. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
We got to get the word out there to some jet owners, honestly.
I know. I mean, I'm talking to a lot of people, and everybody's afraid to be the first one. And then once we get the first one, I think FOMO is going to hit, and then people will start jumping on board more and
For
more.
sure.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I do have some meetings set up for this week. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Put on my best sales pitch.
So you grew up in New Jersey?
I did. I grew
And
up in.
you knew Joey Coco Diaz?
I did. He's a bit older than I am, and I remember being young, 10, 11, 13 years old, somewhere around there, and my friends would run into the older kids, and I remember listening to him and laughing. He was always funny and crazy stories, and I don't think he remembers me. I was a young punk kid at the time, but yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. So and there has been talk that you might be on this podcast.
Well, I would like to be. I have to reach out to his agent, I guess. I'm sure everybody from the neighborhood wants something from him.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to come across that way, But I'm going to reach out and see if he's willing to hear what I have to say, and
That would
I'm
be
sure he'll
awesome.
break my balls
Yeah,
relentlessly
absolutely.
but whatever, it's fine.
It's Joey fucking Coco
Yeah.
Diaz. Now,
Yep. Yep, Joey
Hilarious
Diaz.
guy.
So
It's funny that you grew up with him.
yeah, well, we grew up in the same neighborhood. I grew up in North Bergen, New Jersey. And he tells tons of stories. If you listen to some of his older podcasts about the park and Stonehenge, and there's a big UFO conspiracy that happened in North Bergen. He talked about
really?
that. Yeah, there's all the spots, and so I'm very familiar with the stuff he talks about. It's almost like it's fun to listen to his stories because it takes me back to being a kid,
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, a little bit. So I also want to make a shout out to George from Cryptos R Us. Congratulations on your Clash token. I just wanted to say that a couple of developers from the Cino token are heavily invested in Clash, and we're here to hold. And congratulations and good luck, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for that token.
Yeah.
Shout out to George. All right, so people worry about scams in crypto. Can you explain why locked liquidity makes Cino a safer long-term bet?
Well, locked liquidity means that the developer cannot pull all the liquidity out of the token. So the website that I started the token on, I remember talking about this with you on another episode. There, like if you look at our liquidity on like CoinMarketCap or Dex Screener, there's a green bar, like a circle, and it's not all the way. And I went up going to the support page and asking them, well, hey, why is that? He goes, I don't know why they show it that way, but our liquidity is locked 100%, so you can't pull it all out. So in addition to locked liquidity, the initial token purchase that the development team made, we own quite a bit of the supply of tokens. And the reason we did that is to prevent day traders and rug pullers from collapsing the token. Mm-hmm. We have every intention to make sure that we do private sales, or if somebody's looking to make a very large purchase but doesn't want to put it all into the decentralized exchange right away, that we'd be willing to trade coins over, and then we would put the cash back in slowly to control the chart. We don't want huge spikes and crashes, so we're doing a lot of things and putting a lot of things in place to protect the token and protect the chart.
I see.
So yeah, so when you talk about locked liquidity, that's the liquidity is so the development team can't pull everything out of the token, and we can't do that because the tokens that we own are locked with another company. Mm-hmm. We have no access. It's on the timestamp. Once the timestamp expires, those tokens become available to us again. In discussions that I've had with the development team, we have every intention of relocking.
Okay.
Or doing something different where that prevents us from doing those kind of things. Whether we have a big customer or customers coming in and say, we want to buy those tokens at a bit of a discount or whatever, we may use that to do private sales as well, and then put that money back into the tokens.
I see. All right, we have a question from a viewer for Ryan. Mm-hmm. If no new coins can ever be made, how does that create value over time compared to cash?
Well, if no new coins can be made, then it's inflation proof, right? Inflation is the process of where a government or sanctioning body will print more money, devaluing the rest that everybody else holds, right? With crypto, there's people out there, or there's nobody out there, including us, who can print more coins, right? There's a fixed supply. There's 1 billion coins. That's all it is. And cryptocurrency follows the supply and demand curve. So once that happens, I mean, that's it. Mm-hmm. The more people that are demanding, raises the price. Mm-hmm. The more, if there's a limited supply, once the supply runs out, then you start getting into where you're doing, you're releasing tokens back into the market, setting the price. But hopefully by that time we'll be on one of the tier 1 exchanges, and they'll control all that.
So are you the first ever airport in the country and or the world that has its own aviation business that has ever done something like this around crypto? Are you the only one accepting Cino token?
From what I understand, I am the only maintenance company. Yeah, from what I understand, I'm the only maintenance company who is willing to accept a token, mm-hmm. Cino token, for maintenance and offering a discount. Now, there are charter operators that I have read about, and I've posted articles that they were willing to accept cryptocurrency, various different cryptocurrencies, to pay for charter flights. And their reasoning was that there's a lot of younger people that are looking to pay with crypto instead of dollars, because I'm sure they have a lot of crypto. And once you convert it to dollars, then you get into the whole capital gains tax issue. Mm-hmm. But if you're giving it to paying for goods and services, then you beat all that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, as far as your question, I believe we are the first maintenance company that is willing to do it. Although there is a list of companies that are willing to accept. They're on the website. So I know my company. I know what I do.
Yeah.
There's other companies that are willing to accept it. So I'm definitely the first, but I'm not the only one right now. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to grow that network. If you're out there and you do maintenance on airplanes or any kind of service and you're willing to accept the token, go on the website, fill out the commitment form, send it to us, and we'll list your information on the website. Spread the word. Mm-hmm. We'll get it out there.
All right. So for any kind of aviation maintenance, mm-hmm. they still rely on checks, wires, and invoices, which usually take about 90 days when we're talking large amounts of money. With Cino, it's instant payment.
Correct.
Example, moving $10,000 in seconds versus waiting 90 days for a check to clear. Could you give us a real world aviation example where using Cino saves time and money compared to the current system?
Well, real world situation that we deal with quite a bit is an airplane will come into Teterboro Airport, right, from overseas, and they need something done, right? Because airplanes have to have certain systems and equipment working for flying. It's not like you can have, an engine fail or a computer on an engine and it fail and then be like, oh, I'll just get it when I go home. Like, you can't fly again without. There's some things that can be inoperative, but a lot of things cannot. Mm-hmm. So if somebody comes in from overseas, they come in, they request work, we do the work, we generate an invoice right away because they're leaving. I don't want to have to chase somebody in Europe or Africa or South America or anywhere in the world. Right. It becomes very difficult. Time zones, right? I'm calling at noon. It's midnight for them. It's very difficult. So we quickly generate an invoice, hand over the invoice. The customer reviews it with me. We finalize it and make sure that this is the final number, right? Everything looks good. Now they say, okay, I'll have to wire you the money or we'll send you a check. Well, you're leaving. I don't know if I'm ever going to see you again. Am I ever going to get the check? When is your boss going to write the check? How long is it going to take to get to me? If you leave and never send me the check, then I never get compensated for my work and my parts, right? Mm-hmm. So with Cino token, here's the invoice. You have a wallet that holds Cino. Mm-hmm. Here's my address. Send the funds immediately, whether it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million. It doesn't matter. It'll transfer instantly.
It's a digital wallet. It's all recorded on a digital blockchain.
Absolutely.
Doesn't go anywhere.
Nope. So that's a real world situation where if I'm waiting for a check or a wire, it might be 2 or 3 days before that actually transfers through. Mm-hmm. But that flight has to leave. There's a billionaire somewhere who's like, I have more dollars and cents and I want to leave right now. Mm-hmm. Well, I still need to be compensated for my work, right? So if we can do the transfer instantly, no problem. Mm-hmm. So that's the real world situation that happens often that I'm trying to address.